What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And today's report is that the Sunday Express is saying that Liverpool are in pole position to sign Nicolo Barella, who is one of the most unknown hidden gems in the Serie A. He's only 21 years old, but he looks like an awesome huge talent, and anybody who is watching the Serie A is saying that this guy will end up at a big club very soon. He just recently, played for Cagliari against AC Milan, and many of the AC Milan fans are saying sign this guy. He was so good. He basically bossed the midfield against AC Milan. If you appreciate these transfer updates and I try to give you as much information about the players that are linked with Liverpool as possible, I do a lot of research making my videos. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, it really helps me out. And subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you never miss a future upload. And also, he recently said in an interview that if I had to choose between the Serie A and the Premier League, I would go for England, because I like the way they approach the game, plus everyone there is just as irritable and prone to fouls as me. So he definitely wants to play in the Premier League. But not only that, but he also wants to meet LeBron James, who is a minority shareholder of Liverpool FC. As you know, LeBron James purchased about 2% of Liverpool shares, or 2% of the club, and those those 2% is worth like 5 times more in these 6 years since he has done that purchase. So maybe Liverpool could hook up this guy with a meeting with LeBron James. And Barella has great ability with free kicks. He scored quite a few free kick goals, and he also displays incredible maturity according to the report in his defensive duties as a center midfielder. So as I said, he can both attack and defend, so he's a bit of an all-rounder. And I think at 21 you have to be good at many things when you are a center midfielder, especially playing in the Serie A. I think tactically the Serie A is a very good league to come out from, because they have a great emphasis on the tactical aspect of football. Only 21 years old, he was born in 1997. He was born in Cagliari, so at the moment he's playing for his hometown club. He's 176 centimeters tall, and his breakthrough season was last season, where he scored 6 goals in 35 games. For a 20-year-old, I think those are very good, impressive numbers. He also played 30 games as a teenager in his first full season in the Serie A for Cagliari. Before that, he was on loan in the Serie B at Como, and also he played as a 16-year-old at Cagliari in the Serie A. 4 games as a 16-year-old in 2014-15 season. I think is also very impressive, and he is a box-to-box midfielder. He's not a defensive midfielder at all, but he can defend. But he's more of a creator at Cagliari, and I'm really hoping that Liverpool will sign more midfielders, because I think that Liverpool need some long-term replacements for the likes of James Milner and Jordan Henderson. They could still play at the peak of their powers in the next 2 or 3 years, but definitely long term I think we should bring in more young midfielders in the team, because Lallana, Milner and Henderson, they have maybe a good 2, maybe even 3 years in them, but after that, Liverpool have to bring through the next generation, and Nicolo Barella could be that next generation huge talent that could really improve under Jurgen Klopp. And he says that he's dreaming big. He wants to play in England in the Premier League because he likes the approach that England has to football, and I think many people are of this opinion that the Premier League is one of the most exciting leagues to be a part of. And also he says, my dream is to get a nice house with a garden and a pool, and of course to meet LeBron James. He told the Gazzetta dello Sport this in an interview. And this is a big, I think an Italian guy saying that if he had to choose between the Serie A and the Premier League, he would choose the Premier League. Just shows how attractive the league is. And Barella has featured quite prominently for the Italian under 18, under 19, under 20, under 21 sides. He even played for Italy under 15 and under 16 and under 17 sides. So he basically represented every single age group from the Italy under 15 upwards, 7 different age groups, and he played close to like 40 games already for Italian youth teams. So he has quite good international experience. As I said, he already played close to 40 games for Italian youth international teams, and he actually came second place in the 2016 UEFA European Under-19 Championship, and he also came third in 2017 in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. So he actually got 2 medals playing in a Euro and the World Cup tournament in international football, which I think is a good experience. But also what is even more important is that he was called up to the senior Italy squad for World Cup qualifiers against Macedonia and Albania in October 2017. And maybe former Liverpool player and fan favorite Ragnar Klavan, who is now a defender at Cagliari, maybe he can put a word in and say you know, some nice things about Liverpool, because I'm sure that if behind the scenes Barella talks to Ragnar Klavan, he would say a lot of good things about Liverpool. And Tottenham are also interested in Barella, so I think we should move swiftly. And the thing is that he wouldn't cost an awful lot of money, maybe 20-25 million, maybe 30 million tops, but I don't think Cagliari would seriously want 30 million for a young player like him. And I think he would be a really good player to have at Liverpool, because as I said, he's 21, so he's still developing, and I think Jurgen Klopp could teach a lot of things for him, and he could be a long-term you know, Milner or Lallana replacement in our squad. I think he can play in the number 7 or number 8 position in midfield. So I'm really hoping that this is happening. RMC Sports and James Benson of the Daily Express is reporting that Liverpool's interest reportedly dates back to the summer, because you know, Jurgen Klopp wanted to strengthen the midfield, and we did. We signed Naby Keita, we signed Fabinho, but I think we are looking at making more transfers. And according to another guy, Fissler, AC Milan and Inter Milan also hold an interest in Barella, but Barella is said to be keen to find a way to play in the Premier League, opening the door for Liverpool. So as I said, he scored 6 goals last season in the Serie A. He was basically an ever-present for Cagliari. He missed very few games, and I think Barella is already a player who could actually help Liverpool, you know, in the long term. We can't expect the same players to play week in, week out, and we need more players in midfield. And Lallana is quite injury prone, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is quite injury prone, so I think we need players, more players in midfield who could maybe turn into world-class players in the next 4 or 5 years. I think Barella has the opportunity to do that, he has the talent to do that, but he needs to have the right club. And I don't think Barella would be suited to playing for a Manchester United or a Chelsea, where they don't really trust young players and they don't really throw them in at the deep end regularly. I mean, at Liverpool, look at Joe Gomez, look at Alexander-Arnold, look at Andrew Robertson. They are all young players who were thrown in at Liverpool, yes, because some injuries happened to certain players, but Jurgen Klopp was not afraid to throw in these young players, and Alexander-Arnold developed really nicely. Joe Gomez, he looks like he has been playing centre-back for all his life in the Premier League, when in fact he very rarely played as a centre-back before at Liverpool, I mean in the first team in the Premier League. And look at how composed and how brilliant he has been alongside, yes, alongside Van Dijk, alongside the great centre-back. And this is another thing, that even if Barella, for the first 6 months, if we sign him in January, for example, even if he doesn't play week in, week out, he could learn so much alongside players like Naby Keita, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, you know, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He could learn so much from these midfielders. James Milner, another prime example. He's a modern professional. So I think that this guy could be a really awesome talent that Liverpool maybe should spend some money on right now, because I'm sure that in 2 years he could be worth 40 million or 50 million even. And he already played 73 games for Cagliari just in the Serie A, which I think is quite a big number. He played actually quite a lot of games already, so I'm really hoping that Liverpool can snap him up, and then, you know, he could turn out to be an awesome signing. Jurgen Klopp, I'm sure, that is a big fan of signing young players and developing them. In another news, Robertson recently said, without being ahead of ourselves, we do believe going into every game that we can win. Of course, because we are Liverpool, we are a big club, we do believe that. That's a big club's mentality. When you are in every trophy, you go to win them. As simple as that. We've got the League Cup next week, and it will be the exact same when the FA Cup starts. As long as you are in tournaments, you have got to go and try to win them, especially at a big club like this. Consistency is key. That's how Man City won last season. Consistently, they were so good, and that's why they ran away with it. The start that we have had is very good. We have won every game that's been put in front of us. We just need to keep continuing. I love this mentality by Andrew Robertson, that no matter what, we will just try to win every game and see where that takes us. And I think that's the kind of mentality that winners have, and that's the kind of mentality that Liverpool should have. It's Jurgen Klopp's responsibility to select the players that he deems fit and ready to play each game. He also will think about rotating the team sometimes, but now we have a great squad of players, and no matter who plays for Liverpool, I think we can put out teams in each and every game which has a chance of winning that set game. So even if against Paris Saint-Germain, which I will preview a little bit later on my channel, even against Paris Saint-Germain we rest some first team players, the players who come in deserve to have their chance. And I think Jurgen Klopp has to be very smart and very wise not to burn out players too quickly. So I don't think Liverpool fans should worry too much about rotation, because now we built a good squad of players, and that's the reason. So we can rest some players and keep all the players fresh for the whole season. Because there is no point winning a lot of games in the first part of the season, and then because of burnout, because of fatigue, the players' levels will drop off if you don't rotate enough. Robertson said very interestingly, but the first 5 games don't win you a league, but they can set you in a nice way to really compete. 15 points from 15 is always pleasing, but now we need to kick on and keep continuing that. Robertson said, Paris Saint-Germain are a hell of a team. It's going to be hard, we've got a tough group, but we need to get off to a good start, and we will be looking to get a game plan that will cause them problems, and also sure up at the back, because they have obviously got world-class players. I think a cup run can do good for every club. You just get that hunger and desire to win trophies. We were so close, but this season we have to take that hunger and desire into whatever tournament we play in. And next up's the Champions League, and hopefully we can start on a positive on Tuesday. So I really like Robertson's attitude, and that's what we should have. Come on Liverpool, let's beat Paris Saint-Germain, and also let's sign up Barella. I think he's a big talent that could really shine at Liverpool. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.